kind of an objective standpoint rather than subjective, kind of, and talk to people from both sides, see what their opinions are, and then write an article detailing both opinions and both sides, and then go from there. Yeah.
Okay. Good to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
What I'm going to try to do is film it.
Okay.
And try to ignore that that's there.
Yeah.
But so maybe we could set it even further back so it would like film both of us, and then we could just relax and I don't have to move it back and forth.
Yeah. Let me see if I can't move back.
Yeah. Because if I can get us both in here, then that way we can kind of forget about it and then just have a conversation that's still like.
All right, there we go. Yeah. So this shouldn't take very long, and then if I have any more questions, can I email you anything after this as well? Would that be fine if I had any extra questions I want to ask or anything like that?
Yeah, follow up.
Yeah, follow up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. Okay. So I have about 10 questions. Pretty basic, simple stuff. So the first one, obvious, just above foundation. So what is your personal stance on the 30-meter telescope?
So that's a big project that's here on the island, and you ask about my stance. I stand often up on the mauna with the kia'i, and I stand there versus the top of the mountain because the top of the mountain is like a really intense zone to be in. And I'm there mainly to share the message of aloha aina, working with them. And so I stood up there maybe three times at the camp up there. But not during the big protests. I was up there at different times, and I brought the mana'o of microorganisms to that. So I stand, in a way, just lightly on the mountain, and to bring that.
Okay. All right. So, let me see. So how long? Here's the list of questions that I'm going to be asking. So simple. So how long have you been have you been protesting the 30-meter telescope?
So, well, my focus is on the island.
Okay.
And so I've always been putting forward positive solutions. So instead of where you say protesting the thing, that's not the way I stand.
Okay.
I stand and to put that in a positive way, I stand for good things. So in my engagement.
Okay.
I run a natural farming meeting with lots of people that come there, and I try to encourage people to malama aina.
Okay.
Like now, using this situation to talk about the aina.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Cool.
So instead of protesting, so what have you done up on the mountain so far then?
Okay, so to put this in a positive, like, so I met with Auntie Luana up there, and we were gonna remove invasives, but I told them, like, instead of just removing invasives, it's kind of like picking a scab. And if we just pick all the scab off, then it's like open to infection. So what I did was I brought this theory that says when we pick the scab off, we make that into an ointment, which is this. This is just using sugar to concentrate it, and then we put that ointment back. And so all that silver swords growing behind the visitor center, have you been up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the silver sword sanctuary, you know, that little thin area? Yeah. We remove the invasives and then turn them into this, and now we've been going up there to spread these back out. So restoring the microbiology and also the ecosystem. So I went up there to make this stuff. It took like longer than expected up there because it's so cold. And then I went up there to use this, and I went up there to meet with forestry people, and I went up there to meet also with people talking about the sheep station. Okay. And turning that into a thing. So when visitors come up, they get to understand like the fragile ecology of the area and how,
Okay. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So you work to improve the visitors' knowledge of the ecology up on the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And inviting people to treat that space as a space of connection.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Get to know your earth. Get to know. Because I see a lot of people coming out to this.
Yeah.
And I think the message I see coming out though is that we're recognizing we need to take care of our environment.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have a group that you're up there working with?
That's the thing. I had to think about that a bit, and yeah, I mean, a lot of groups kind of come and form. And are you familiar with a Venn diagram?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, when two things intersect like that. So I see the mauna as the inner part of these Venn diagrams. So it's like there's all these groups coming, and then that spot is just the middle of this Venn diagram. So the group that's there is just hold space for that center thing. You know, like by being there, and then this person that's in forestry or this person that cares about this or that comes up there and is just, they have food which attracts people, and it's a meeting space for all the groups.
Yeah. All right. Amazing. Yeah. So you would say it's more of the mountain bringing people together than people going up to the mountain, right? Is that a right way to interpret that, or?
The mountain bringing people. Well, so each group has its own like agenda, right?
Yeah.
But when you come up to the mountain, everyone kind of surrenders that, and they're all focused on like, what can we do to help this place here? And every group has ideas on that, and that's the center of that Venn diagram. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So how do you know how long these groups have been working up on the mountain then?
Well, okay, so I know some of the kia'i personally, and those are the people that I'm saying that are making the space for the center. Like I said, there's so many groups, and like, you ever heard the phrase "stand on the shoulders of giants"? Yeah. So there's so many of us. Like here I am, all of us stand on the shoulders. But other people that are up there holding space, some of them are my age. Like I went to high school with Lakea, Will. Like a bunch of the kia'i that are actually up there, and Jojo is a friend from Kalapana side. And I would say we're just now kind of we've always been that way minded, but just now showing up, and that gives us the space to meet. So the group kind of was always there, but now it's that meeting space.
Okay.
So since it's like the focus point.
Okay. All right, so so going back to specifically kind of the 30-meter, what aspects are you against with the 30-meter telescope? Like specifically that or you are against the 30-meter telescope? Okay,
so I always Hapu Aloha says I'm not against anything, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
What I'm gonna say is I do microbiology, where I use a 400 times microscope to look into the soil. And I use this little thing that I have it in my car even, where we can look at this micro universe. And that I think putting our resources, instead of using these big lenses, because they're really, when I saw the scientific presentation of the 30-meter telescope, I went Honaka'a, or Lapohioi, to hear that thing at the Common Ground meeting. And I heard the astronomer saying he's going to zoom in 10 times more. So something that was this fuzzy is going to be now this fuzzy. Which, it's clear, we went iPhone 5 to iPhone 6. We got clear, we got better. But at what cost to our environment? And, and we can always build 50-meter telescope and larger glass, although they say they don't need to, because essentially we can see the edge of space with this one. And that's another idea, that when you study Hawaiian cosmology, how they say there's this egg around us, so does astronomy. Says there's this thing that you can't see through, and they call it, something else, they call it cosmic egg. But I learned and connected Hawaiian culture with astronomy. And so to get back to the point of what I'm sort of like, if you could say I'm against anything, it's to this big piece of glass that just gives you a little better resolution. It's like, you're just like, you wear glasses here, so it's like getting a new prescription, but your eyes are still decaying behind there. It's like, you're always, and at what point are you going to recognize you need to fix your eyes? And so using a microscope to see instead of a telescope to look out, we can help this planet here instead of searching for a new one. So I'm for really like, $1 billion to build something to look out to find hope, but $1 billion could take that same investment and reforest all this island, get our soil from being meters of bacteria or inches of bacteria to meters of fungus. They would then have tree roots, which would be an investment for generations to eat these fruits that are high nutrition content for healthy soils. That same $1 billion, I'm not against, you want to build a telescope with your $1 billion, cool. Sorry it's on this mountain, you got, a bunch of other factors going against you, but I think that same $1 billion, I'm not against it, but I'm for it being invested into like you learning how to be a microbiologist, learning how to, this behind us is a scar on the earth, right? And we're driving on it, we're burning the blood of the earth to drive, versus teaching you how to just my beer and have fruits and coffee here that was picked right around us and tail that we can pick and cook right here. It's like that investment is where I'm for.
Okay, I completely understand you. Yeah. Okay. So, you're right. Just want to make sure I get not against down. Just so, but I completely understand what you're saying. Yeah, and you are right. It can be invested into other projects as well. I do understand. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We are all eating great. It's not that much money here. So.
Yeah. Okay. So. Number 7. So I guess you could translate that answer into this, where your long-term goal is to kind of refocus things on the islands to take better care of it and the world in general as well.
Yeah. Let's invest here. Let's they always, one of the main arguments is it'll help our economy, and they put in 13 telescopes up there, and they're still looking around us in Hilo. I walk around Hilo at night. You ever walk in Hilo at night when it's raining?
No, not when it's raining. No.
There's a homeless person in every doorway. So to say that helps our economy, what does help our economy is I planted palo all downtown Hilo. All that is now food that someone eats. I don't know, I don't harvest it, but somebody's been harvesting it, and now that's an investment in our economy. So again, my long-term goals are to forest this whole place so that we have abundant food, so that we have coffee growing right here instead of and then build a super sweet fungus inspired carbon fiber thing to see like truly the edge of the universe, not at just a 10 times more with 30 meters, but let's truly see the edge of that by creating this super technology by mimicking nature.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying it's like we're just putting iPhone 5 right now. Let's just quantum. Let's cut that out. Let's feed ourselves really good, and then let's quantum upgrade to like telepathy 1.0. Let's just.
Yeah. Okay. I completely understand that. Okay, I can get that. Yeah. So and again, you could also translate that into this answer. So once that happens, and
I vigilantly try to protect the aina every moment with every breath. You'll find a lot of people finding that I can go get a protest against like Papaiko Point project. Do you know what Papaiko?
No.
Small town 8 miles north of Hilo. They wanted to put in a development.
Okay.
They wanted to put in 250 homes or something. And you could get 1,000 people to come out and say no and put signs in their yard. But then we're like, so what do we want to do? So we say, okay, community garden, community learning center, like we want to get this stuff going. You go to the community center that already exists at the gym, and there's kids playing, but large part it's absent of like community. And this garden, when we had a meeting, I showed up with 5 other friends to be like, hey, here we go. And when we had 1,000 to come out for against something, so the for thing. But what I see happening through this mauna is people truly connecting to what they can put forth.
Okay.
People bringing food up there, people sign waving in Oahu, which is a trip, right?
Yeah.
And so how long will they continue? I hope that the protests will translate very quickly into protect and recognizing, like, instead of me putting a sign there and standing there, what if I plant a taro plant and it waves for me? And then I plant another one next week, and I plant another one next week, and another one next week, and then pretty soon this whole block is waving at you. And so instead of protesting, so I hope, you know, the sign holding ends and it translates into aina, and then our whole aina transforms.
Okay, I can get that. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Okay. No, you're doing fantastic. Thank you very much for coming out again. So, do you have an opinion on the other telescopes, not the TNT, but the telescopes before that were built before? Do you have an opinion on those?
On the other telescopes online. So let me tell you, there are telescopes that have been up there for thousands of years. There are rock formations that track the precession of the equinoxes, and they're not telescopes in the sense that we have to go out and look and see and zoom in on that like the human thing that we do today. But it's a telescope that aligns with like this constellation and this galaxy and this thing at a certain date and a certain time when we go through like the equinox, and everything lines up on a certain way. And so there's like these telescopes, these astronomical markers that have been up there for thousands of years. And when we build something like TNT, we bulldoze over those things, and guys that know how to read these come up and their marker is gone. So now we lost time in this thousands of years cosmology story of celestial, what's really going on, not just zooming in and looking at it. That's like peering at some girl right in her spot versus like appreciating the whole beauty and how she moves and how she gleams, right? And so there are telescopes up there, and so my opinion on them is let's keep those ones intact. Let's learn how to use them again, and let's connect to this Ikea and this deep wisdom that tells us about the universe.
Okay, all right. I think this is almost the last question. Okay.
Oh, there's 10 of them. All right.
Yeah, we're almost done. So, would you believe that there can be a compromise with the TNT and the island and that sort of respect? And if so, what do you think would take to reach that compromise?
Okay, I mean, I kind of outlined that. I said that, you know, I think it's premature to do it just to zoom in, try to upgrade to iPhone 5, but and so from that aspect, but what can we do to find a compromise? I believe teaching the astronomy people about these telescopes I was telling you about, and learning the deeper knowledge and wisdom that we already have, and compromises, you know, it's calm communication of a promise, you know, if you really look at the word. And you know, I can tell you something's better, but if I show and demonstrate it, it's better. So and I think you eat food, right? So I eat food. You live on the soil? Do you believe having a healthy environment is important?
Yes.
I do too. And I think that's a common denominator between all of us. And I think if we can, you know, meet with each other and, you know, I share food. Unfortunately, I didn't really want to. I'm trying to protect my teeth when I drink coffee like this.
I can understand that.
But I did want to share some of this. This is a taste that. I think you'll like it.
That is good. Yeah.
So that's equivalent of like eating a salad. And I think technology like this is sugar-based plant fertilizer, can heal our environment, and looking through a microscope for a decade or so to figure that stuff out. Healing our earth, and let's look to space. Let's really get it together here. So we're not escaping this burning planet, but we're like so mature and awesome that we're like, oh cool, we got so much food, let's send someone up. You know, I feel like today our health, our everything, like we don't even have that astronaut table, like, you know, like I mean, so a compromise, I think a longer timetable here, and Hawaiians are show up, they're slower, you know, they show up, but when they're there, man, they're so present, and they're so ready, they're not rushing off to the next thing, you know, so a little bit more time and a little bit sharing our knowledge and sharing and just meeting around good food, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can get that. I can understand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So last question.
All right.
Okay. So is there anything else that you would like to say to me that could be relevant? So is there any other points that you would want to make, or anything else you want to say?
I'm curious about what your stance, or you asked me what my stance would be. Like, can we go through these questions kind of quick with you and see?
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
What's up?
No problem. For my senior project, obviously I'm going to be objective. I'm not taking either side. I just want to report the details and the facts of both, and then kind of give it out to the public and see what happens there. Myself personally, I am into kind of building another telescope, but only if it takes into account the aspects that there are protests going on. The aspects like you said, taking a little bit more time, waiting until people are more ready for this to happen, and taking into account more of the more environmental factors, like you said, and again, just waiting until people are 100% ready for it, and not when we have like a 60-40 split or even a 45-55 split. I want it to be something that everybody supports. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and that's my stance
Well,
on sanitation.
how long have you been involved in just knowing about it and being concerned?
Well, I first heard about it when the protest first started. I believe it was late last year, and then my senior project about this, I've been thinking about it all summer this previous summer, and I decided that this is something that I wanted to do because it's something really important to the island, something that's going to affect the future for decades to come, and it's going to affect the whole world. Like this is going to affect how Native Americans are treated on the mainland, and how natives all over the world are going to be treated and dealt with in the future. So it's something that's really important, not just to us, but to everyone. Yeah. I think.
Have you done anything to before or against?
No, I have not, to be honest. This is my first day. Yeah. I have read over some of the reports from the law or the cases when it was going up first in the courts, and then again when it was brought up back to the courts once again. But this is really my first kind of tangible thing that I'm going to do, and I'm really excited to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the YouTubes of when what happened up there, and it's almost like watching a movie. It's really surreal to watch. That's how I kind of like. Because at first I was like, oh my god, and then it's my friends doing it, and then I was like, oh man, I gotta.
Yeah. I guess the group would be my school.
St. Joseph.
I have to say, yeah.
Which, by the way, I went from 4th grade to 8th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Semi-alumni.
Yeah. Okay. That's fantastic. Yeah. We lost a lot of people a few years ago. We have a new guy coming in for the high school. He's fantastic. We're really getting more. St. Joseph is kind of getting into its own way of being the larger school again. So, yeah.
What aspects? What do you plan to do anything with your research besides just your school report?
What I want to do with it, because it has to be something physical. So what I want to do is I want to either send it to a newspaper or also create a pamphlet and a website both, and then hand out information to people around town, which has the website information and all relevant information on it. So it's a place where people can go find information on both sides of the issue and get informed in general.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, like transparency from your perspective of what you can contribute to that.
Yeah, and again, I'm trying to be completely objective. So I'm not gonna take a stand. I want to report things exactly how they are, and then hand that out and just see what people do with it. Yeah.
Nice.
That's my goal.
Is this what class? Journalism or something?
This senior project is actually its own little semi-class that we have to do. Every senior has to do it. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. it's an exciting process, and I can't wait to get further along the line where I'm closer to having the physical project done, and it's gonna be really exciting to do. Yeah. And I'll let you know when everything's finalized. I'll let you see everything as well, because you've helped me immensely with this, and that would be
before I publish it. It's funny. I've been interviewed a couple times, and to see what I've said to people, and then to later see what they've written, it's like wow. But I'm always, so anytime I read a newspaper or anything, I always have that in mind.
Yeah. Well, you've been fantastic. You've been such a wonderful help, and also if you want to tell me what I'm doing, and maybe I can talk to other people as well, so I can get more and more information. So I can have better information by having more information as well.
Okay. Well, I got a question just for you, just in general of being a youth in Hilo right now. I know your mom, Joan, and she said that you are looking at colleges on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And so I just want to know from you, what kind of opportunities do you see out in your horizon right now as like, you're about to be a senior, about to kind of, move out from moms, I guess, and just like see what's out there. So what opportunities do you see, and what is like your fiery interests?
Well, ever since I was a kid, my father originally came from World War II Germany. So ever since I was born, basically, he's been teaching me German, taking me to German school every Saturday. I still take tutoring lessons now. So what I really want to do is I want to go out to Germany. I want to kind of see a broader horizon, and I really think that the world is a much bigger place than we in our minds imagine. There's so much out there to see, and I really want to experience everything that the world has to offer. And I'm hoping that my German and if I study German in college, which I plan on doing, then that will really help me to kind of get out there and explore. But I have only been here in Hilo for 5 years. But I really love it, and I really want to come back eventually, because I really, there's the atmosphere that you can't get it anywhere else, and it's something that I really love. Yeah.
So, just to pitch you an idea of one of the things I've always wanted to improve the world, and one thing that I was thinking is. So when I was graduating from college, I thought 2% of America farms, right? And your population between 18 and 20, 21, 24, somewhere in there, your college age, is about 2% of your nation. And so if you get them to farm, and you just develop these farms everywhere, then they could farm everywhere your food would be free.
Okay.
So you go into like conscription farming instead of like the army. You go into the farming.
Yeah.
And this would then allow you to go around the world during your 4 years of service to check out different areas to farm.
Yeah,
so that you kind of have this time where like you what you just told me there, you want to go see the world. And so I think one of the most important things for a young person is to go out and see the world, right? And this would enable you to go from spot to spot and know you're going to go stay at a place where you got kind of like a dormitory, like barracks, sort of like, but not like, not miserable and that, but like a spot where you can stay, maybe a cabin, and then food that you can go anywhere. And so you could travel during this time, and you would be, all your food and lodging would be taken care of, but you would grow food, you'd work during the day, like reasonable hours, and then you'd provide food for everybody.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to, for some reason tell you about that, but I think that's, if something like that were available, do you think that would be, like if you could go work on a farm for 4 years and kind of like college, but not with this test and stuff, but more like your responsibilities to perform by producing food for the world?
I think it is a much better alternative than signing up for the draft when you get your license, yeah. So it is something that it would intrigue me. Okay. It is interesting, yeah. It's an interesting thought. I've never really thought about something like that, but it is very interesting to think about.
Okay, and then can I ask you now, have you ever grown any of your own food?
I have not.
Does that interest you at all at this point?
It has. It does, because we used to have a house in New Jersey. My mom used to grow food in the backyard, but I was never really allowed to help out in case I would mess something up. But so ever since that, I have it is something that is interesting. That has sparked my interest. Yeah. Yes.
Cool. Yeah, your mom's a good cook, by the way.
Yeah. So that's one thing I'm gonna miss when I go to college is home cooking from her.
Cool. Well, yeah, nice. What are you gonna study in school?
Well, right now I'm German is something that I'm obviously gonna study.
Like as a major, are you gonna like do German history and find out about that?
German, I think German language is what I'm going because I have
a lot of stuff. Like, kind of major in that.
Well, I want to
be an engineer.
I'm also looking at economics, business economics in German, so I can eventually go into some sort of international business with Germany, and so I can do that. I can go out of college, go to Germany, and have a good or a decent paying wage. So something that would really be great for me.
So what are you going to contribute to the world in exchange for the wage that then you're going to exchange for food?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
This is the denominator I want to see through a little bit better because I see you're going out into the world, right? And so you're going to do this and you want money. But what are you going to contribute so you can get food and it's going to ecologically be tangible for you? And because right now this shirt that I'm wearing, even though it says this on it, probably came from cotton that degraded our soils. And so my son, he won't have cotton because like the soil can't support it anymore. So I guess I was.
No, I understand. Yeah, it is a good point, and it's something that I do have to think about, and it's something that I am trying to think about now. Just trying to work for the world and not just only take from it. It's something that it's difficult to do, but it's something that I'm definitely trying to work into the future. I'm just not sure how right now, but I do. It is part of my long term.
Yeah, I went all the way through college, and I graduated, and I got into politics because I wanted to make the world better, and I was like, why is this such a kludge, right? And it's not until I got out and met people that I realized that I got into food. So I had no idea what I wanted to do and how I was going to contribute to the world, besides I knew I wanted to do good. And then I got a degree in computer science. I thought, I'll write software and then I'll run for office and have this automated system where everyone can go on an iPhone and say, I want this bill, that bill, that bill, not that one, and then we can vote, and then it wouldn't be any question, right? You'd just be like, well, the people said this, the representative said that, and we can either keep him or I'll collect him out next time, and it would, I thought that would be great, but laws are too complex. But I wanted to help the world. I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Started there, where I could offer this gift of writing software. Eventually met people, started on my path of doing good. Now I farm, now I talk about microbes. When I go up to the mountain to do things like this, I bring my connection to the earth, and
and I do say I want to go in the international business future, but the truth is I'm not 100% sure what eventually I want to do. It's still picking a career right now is still something brand new to me, so I'm still on the fence about what I want to do exactly in the future.
What do you do with your free time now?
Right now, senior project, I like to volunteer. I go up to the other night I volunteer with the AUW, and occasionally I go up to the Rainbow Friends Animal Sanctuary and volunteer up there.
Cool. Yeah. You're compassionate, and you're like.
Yeah. Well, one of my friends last year, she was working with the Rainbow Friends, and so that kind of inspired me to go up there and help out as well. It's a fantastic place.
Yeah.
And also, before they actually kicked us out a little bit a while ago, but my father and I, we went up to volcano. Is it volcanoes or volcanoes? I can't remember. Either one. The national park to cut out ginger. And so because we had talked to one of the rangers before, he said, yeah, it's been a real problem. So for months we would go out and cut ginger so they could do whatever they do with it and kind of reclaim the forest from it. So that I really like that. It was hard work, but it was fantastic. It was great to see. At the end of the day, you see the forest as it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for doing this. By the way, it's been a real help in my project, and I can't wait to talk to other people as well. I have a few more people lined up, so it's gonna be. I'll keep you posted on everything that happens with the project, so you can see how it turns out. And just thank you again for coming out and for talking to me. Yeah.
Can I post this?
Yeah, well, that would be fantastic. Could you also email to me as well?
Yeah.
So I could take extra notes if I missed anything. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Aloha.
Yeah.
So the Hawaiian way of greeting someone is you press your forehead to theirs and you look in their eyes while you take the breath together, and that's the ha. Which when they met other people would shake hands at a distance, and they didn't understand why they didn't want to share the breath, so they said it's ha'ole, right? So it's without breath. But do you want to share ha?
All right.
So you gotta forehead and then look in my eyes, and then we'll breathe in.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right.